Good morning. You'll have to forgive me. I'm on the side of the highway, and I had this idea I wanted to share with you, and I didn't want to wait till I got to work. So some days for me aren't that great, or there are segments of my day that don't feel that great. Usually or up until now, what I've said is, oh, the person I'm with is grumpy. Sorry, Christopher, I love you. Sometimes you're grumpy. And I blame it on that. I go, oh, well, they're just having a bad day. And what I've been noticing lately is if I look closely enough, that grumpiness was actually inside me before I saw it in them. So something in them triggered something that was already going on inside of me. And if I look even deeper, what it tends to be is, oh, I've been shoulding on myself. So I've been telling myself I'm not doing something right, or something could go wrong and I haven't planned it right, or I should have done it this way, or I'm hurting myself by doing this the way that I want to do it versus the way I should do it, that sort of stuff. That conversation's been going in the back of my head. And then I run into anybody who's grumpy, and I go, I feel bad now and it's your fault, which isn't really true. It's because I've been beating up on myself. And now I suddenly feel like I'm upset because there's a visual representation of it. So this is where I apologize to Chris and I go, it's not your fault. He knows it's not his fault. And then I realize that there are some times when I come across somebody who is not doing well, or a situation that isn't going the way that I want it to go, when it doesn't affect me, or when I can see it happening, but there's nothing inside of me. I have been kind to myself recently, and it doesn't trigger me. And I go, well, that's interesting. It's not the condition. It's something about me. And then I watch myself watch the situation, and I watch myself decide whether or not to be offended. And it's a really fascinating thing to decide when I choose to be offended or not. And you know what it has to do with it? On some level, it has to do with power. I go, at this point, this situation has been aggravating enough that I could use this as leverage. Isn't that a weird thing? And I don't mean to sound like I'm some creepy, horrible person. I think we all kind of do this. Or maybe we don't. Maybe it's just me and I'm willing to admit it. But there's a little bit of choice there. So when I have days when I wake up and I'm feeling a little off, it means that now I look and see, what have I been telling myself internally? How have I been unkind to myself? And how is that making me look for situations around me that aren't pleasant so that I can blame it on something else? Where am I giving my power away? And I thought I'd share that with you guys because that seems pretty freeing to realize that it's inside of me. And I think if you're looking for, so what am I supposed to do if this resonates with you, what are you supposed to do? Be kind to yourself. Understand that all the things you say to yourself are not true. That largely there's just a chunk of you that wants you to be super safe and not really fully expressed. And that part of you is sometimes louder than the rest of you, than the joyful, loving part of you. And that's going to keep you from being happy or kind to yourself or kind to other people. Thanks for listening, guys.